Officers in the Valley Area Command were notified shortly after 9 o'clock p.m. this evening that there was a shooting here at the Central Rio Theaters in northeast Albuquerque. Officers, when they were arrived, understandably, there was a sense of chaos here. A lot of people were running from the theaters and trying to get out of the way. Officers did get a report that there were initially one person was injured. They did locate someone injured inside. They later found another person who was outside that suffered a gunshot wound. Through investigation, and they later learned that the person that was inside the theater did die as a result of his wounds. So that's an adult male who died as a result of his wounds, as a result of his gunshot wound. The OMI still hasn't even been inside that theater yet, so they still have a lot of work to do. The other person is also an adult male who was transported. He was shot, I think, in the right side of the stomach, right or left side. He's currently at University Hospital being treated for his wounds. Homicide detectives just got to the scene and were briefed, and they're starting their investigation. They had to wait a while the SWAT team and other tactical units did a secondary sweep of the theater to make sure nobody else was inside. They didn't find anyone else, no other injuries. As we reported earlier, there was no further threat after that point. There's conflicting reports about an offender and whether they fled or where they may have fled. Detectives are now taking over that part of the investigation, and they've got leads that they're working on, and we'll report more once we find out about that. But at this point, we do have two people who are suffering gunshot wounds. One is deceased, and one's at the hospital.
Are the two shootings connected, do you believe?
I mean, they're connected in the sense, yeah, it happened. Basically, this appears to be a personal dispute that happened inside the theater. It wasn't a random kind of shooting at random at people. This did involve some sort of dispute between two parties. It seems like two people were shot.
And same shooter?
We don't know. We're still trying to figure out. I want to say that one victim's in his 20s and one is an older male adult. I'm not sure what age. The deceased is the one that's older.
Was the deceased the one that was shot in the theater or outside?
He's in the theater. We assume both were shot inside the theater. The second person was discovered outside of the theater when officers arrived.
Do you know what movie it was?
I don't know.
Do you have a shooter in custody?
We don't have anybody in custody yet.
Okay. Are you still looking for someone?
We are looking for a finger.
Has APD launched a portal for evidence?
I did. I sent that on Twitter, and I sent it out through the media to the desk emails. So yeah, if you don't mind putting that out there, if anyone has any videos or video from their phones or anything, please use that portal. It's easy to upload and go straight to homicide detectives and help them out tremendously.
In terms of the shooter, do we have an idea of the suspect, age range, description, anything like that?
Like I said, we do have some leads. We're not willing to share at this point. We want to make sure we have good, solid information before we put it out there, but detectives are just starting their part of the investigation, so as soon as they find something out or discover more information.
How long did it take for officers to arrive on the scene?
I'd have to look at the logs. It was pretty quick though. I mean, once I was alerted, they were already arriving on the scene. And it was pretty accurate information. They were able to get there and determine, the one who was seriously injured pretty quickly. And I think, it was a matter of minutes before officers were able to determine that there was no longer a threat. So we tried to put that information out to let people know that there didn't appear to be an active threat, and that turned out to be true.
How many people were inside?
I'm not sure.
Do you know what type of gun was used?
I don't.
In terms of the victim being shot inside, was it in the lobby or was it actually in a movie with a...
My understanding, it was in Theater 15, where this all was located.
Do you know whether or not the security guard is armed?
I don't know the role of the security guards. Anything else? If I hear anything further from detectives, I'll shoot something out of it.
Thank you.